So, remember when I said I'm not really into the Chanel holiday collections? Don't really purchase them ever? Hello everyone, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. Today, new products and products that need more love in my collection. If you want to see what's new from Chanel Holiday, please keep watching. Well, it is holiday makeup time. I'm not ready, guys. Although, look, I understand there's been a lot of videos about how early it has been for holiday releases, how they kind of sap the joy out of it. I totally understand that, and I get it. I feel like it is also very early. I also feel like it is not very early because it is October, and I remember in years past, if you don't have like an advent calendar by October at this point, you're already, they're already going to be sold out. A lot of holiday things are already going to be sold out. That's kind of crazy, but apparently it's the world we live in, because they just want to, the companies, they just need to get your money before you start that holiday spending. So it's just going to be earlier and earlier and earlier. And the way Chanel releases are happening, it's every couple of weeks, it's piece by piece. And someone who said something that really made sense to me in their video was Cara. She is Unicara Rose on Instagram. She's Cara on YouTube. She does wonderful videos about Chanel ready-to-wear handbags. She just does amazing videos, but she talked about how in ready-to-wear, the Chanel pieces, the collections that come out, they don't come out all at the same time. They are dropped in different drops. So like you'll have the first drop of pieces, and then 10 days later there will be another drop of pieces. And I guess that kind of allows customers to sort of take their time, get their hands on the pieces that they want, and just stagger the releases for the shops as well. And that made sense to me, because it makes sense to me the way that they have started doing their makeup releases. I think it's also a bit to catch up with the social media cycle, to just have something kind of currently out and new and ready for Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So yeah, that just really clicked with me when she said that. So it makes sense to me. It does, again, take a little bit of the joy out of the holidays, I think, just because you got to really plan ahead if you're trying to get these for gifts or anything. So, I mean, I have so far not purchased any of the Guerlain holiday just because it's already available, but I just bought the Pucci collection. So I'm just like, let's just give it a minute. But anyway, Chanel, I'm always going to make an exception for if I see something I love. This time, the holiday collection just blew me away. The wonderful essay that I purchased from, she showed me pictures of it early, and she actually showed me pictures of it as I was filming a video on the fall winter blush and mascara. So immediately after I filmed that video, I went and purchased pieces of the holiday collection. Not everything, you'll see. But the pictures that she showed me were stunning, colorful, beautiful, and I had to. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Chanel holiday. I don't even really like the oversized stuff. But here we are, Chanel oversized. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is my little bag from the Chanel Chicago boutique. I have one more piece coming. It was actually not in the Chicago boutique. She had to, I believe, order it. It is actually coming from the store on 57th Street in New York, so it'll be here next week, but it is one of the Rouge Allure Laques, and so I don't have that today. I will use that in a later video. But we have our beautiful tissue here. We have our receipt. We have another receipt. And here are the pieces. I've had these for a while, so I've opened them up, and I have not really swatched them, but I have stared at them longingly. So we have this beautiful piece right here. This is the eyeshadow and blush palette in Enchanted Night. So this is what they call the XXL eye palette, but they also just call it a eyeshadow and blush palette because you can use these for eyes and cheeks. You can see it does have the gold on it, so the gold emblem on it. Usually they do that for holiday, or sometimes they do that for holiday, sometimes they don't. And then on the back, you can see the colors. The inside, you have this really bright, clear mirror. Let me take the plastic off first. You have this. And then you have this beautiful quad of colors. I mean, come on. Come on. I was supposed to say no to this? Are you kidding me? What? What? So we have, again, they're sticking with the purple theme. They've had a kind of a purple violet theme going throughout the year, which I don't mind. I think some people have gotten a little bit sick of it, but I like that my pieces all go together and I can use them together. I'm going to use pieces from the fall and the summer collections today with this look. But we have this beautiful magenta fuchsia color right here. This is a satin. We have this beautiful purple deep violet satin. We have this beautiful copper color right here. The minute I saw that, I was like, I have to have this palette. And then we have this silver here with some purple flecks in it. I haven't really swatched these out to see how they're going to look on the eyes, so we're going to find that out today. But I am really, really excited for this palette. I think it is beautiful. These are about the size of probably one of the Chanel blushes. They're a little bit bigger, I think, than one of the singles that they recently put out, and these appear to be baked. I don't think the singles are baked. I believe those are pressed because those are flatter. But yeah, these are quite a bit of product. This is 0.42 ounces of product, so less than half an ounce, but it's also, what, 12 grams if you do grams, 12 grams of product. And the Enchanted Night palette was $88. That is right in line with their 5-pan eyeshadow palettes that they have previously released for holiday. I have one of those from, I think, 2014, 2015. I almost never used it. Those palettes tend to be quite, I don't know, there have been ones that have been interesting, but they tend to be quite neutral. This one obviously is not neutral. And then we have this guy right here. This is called Diamond Dust, and I think you can see on the side. This one does not have the colors on the side of the packaging, but this one does. So this is the Oversize Illuminating Powder, limited edition, of course. What did I pay for this one? This one is $95. That is a little bit more, I think, than you'd normally pay. I think it's right in line with what they have been charging, or maybe what I think they charged around $90 for the oversized ones that came out last year, that series of 6 with the rotating patterns on them. I saw my essay swatch this. My essay, I hate saying my essay. I saw the essay that I purchased from swatch this, live swatch. She sent me pictures, and my soul flew out of my body. I was like, what, why is Chanel doing this to me? I can't. Comes with this here, this little tray. I'm guessing because it's maybe a little bit more delicate than the eyeshadows, but it is the exact same packaging with the gold CC on the top. And it does have, there's only one color, so, but it does have the color on the back. Again, this is called Diamond Dust. This is 0.53 ounces, so a little bit bigger than, a little bit more product than this one. Here's the quad. Here's the highlighter. 15 grams for those of you who do things in grams. Again, we have the mirror here. We have the plastic on the top. I cannot wait to swatch this. Look at this. Look at that. I believe some of this is just a spray over, but I have heard that underneath the color is still pretty vibrant. So here we go. Here's Diamond Dust. If you can see the pattern in there, it has the CC inside of a starburst, and there's little stars kind of swirling around in it. Hopefully you can see that and not me. can't wait to start playing with this. And I've not been wearing a lot of highlighter this year. I just haven't. I've used the Balm Essentials a lot just to give a little bit of glow. I've used the highlighter with foundation this year just to give myself glow, but I haven't been like highlighting. It's been sort of more of an all-over glow. I do have one more piece, which I am not wearing today. I am actually wearing the fall nail polish from last year. This is Bois de Ile, which I still love that collection. So this is just giving me all the fall burgundy brownie feels. Love it so much. But this is the nail polish, one of the nail polishes from the collection. There are two. This is $191 in Charmer. And here it is. It is this beautiful, again, magenta fuchsia. It goes right in line with the sort of shifty releases that they've been doing for polishes. They did the blue one, the green one. They did the gray purple one for holiday, or for fall, for Halloween. And then there's this one. And I can't remember what the other one is. I think it's a deep, deep purple, but I think it's like a cream. But this one had that shifty shade in it. This matches the Rouge Allure Laque that I have on the way. That one has a little bit of sparkle in it. This color and that on the lips is just gonna be so fun for holiday. And I know we're skipping all of fall right now. I promise the rest of the month I'm gonna be sticking with fall. I'm gonna be sticking with spooky. I'm going to be sticking with burgundy. Today we're just making an exception because I'm excited to try these products. But most of the theme for the rest of October and November is going to be fall. But we are skipping ahead a little bit. Like I said, the companies want your money. They got my money. It was inevitable. And as you can see, I could not help but bring out my sweet little Chanel Mini Micro 31 over there. This is the one that I picked up in Dublin earlier this year in April. And so because it's classic Chanel holiday, I love the black and gold together. Obviously the packaging is pretty basic Chanel, but they do have the gold going on. Coppers and the silvers, like the metallics and the bright purples, like it just is really giving me fun yet still classic. So let's get into it. I have done skincare and sunscreen as per usual. I've done my eyebrows with the Chanel Stylo Sourcils in a Brun Clair, and I have primed my eyes with the Ulta Matte Eye Primer. So let's get into the look. We're obviously going to start with eyes, as I always do. So let's do some swatches and see where we want to go with this. I am going to go into this one right here. See that? Ooh. Sort of this multifaceted pink goes really well with the nail polish. We're going to go into the copper next. I'm so excited for this color. I love copper. Kind of a translucent. These two go really nice together though. Almost like a pink to it. Gonna go into the purple here. This one feels a little bit more pressed. This is also more translucent but has a bit of a darker base to it underneath. Shifty. Very soft, but also it has that sparkle to it. And then we're going to go into the silver here. Kind of excited about this one. I love a good silver. Ooh. Very translucent. Yeah, that's like a wet look. Very translucent, very wet look. Perfect for the inner corner or for an overlay. Gorgeous. You can see on my pinky here how wet look that is. That's really beautiful. It's a lot like the Laque shadows that have that wet look to it. I think it just doesn't have as big of pieces, as big of glitters as those do. But yeah, very, very sleek. So here are the 4 colors of the quad. And again, this is just initial first swatches. Maybe they'll pick up a little bit better with a brush or pick up a little bit better as you get down into them. But they're very, very pretty. So I've had a think about this, and I definitely want to use the copper color all over the lid because I can't wait to just dive into this rich metallic. And I'm going in with a Zoeva 227. Don't even know if Zoeva's around anymore, but they had really nice brushes. And that is just really pretty. It's got almost like a peachiness to it. But it's soft. It's not like a boom liquid metallic. The formula is very soft. Very pretty. Yeah, that's really soft and pretty. Again, it's not the boom metallic, kind of like it shows in the pan, which I think that's okay. Again, it's almost peachy, which of course it's a copper, so it's going to have those oranges and reds in it. Got that pinkiness to it, of course. Very pretty. And again, it's pretty soft in the pan. Not a ton of kick up, but it's not hard to get into. And as you see, you can build it up. But I don't think it's going to build up to a super metallic finish, which again, I think is okay. You can get that like sort of translucent, sort of ombre out. It just kind of fade out into the inner corner if you want. I mean, I would wear that with a liner and some mascara on its own. But I like the way that coppers look with my blue eyes, so. Okay, then we are going to go into a bit of this fuchsia here, and I'm just going to use a little mini crease brush. Pick up a little bit and put that in the crease. Ooh. Again, not super liquid metallic, but very pretty. I mean, not subtle. It's definitely a color, but it's glowy, not overly pigmented, which, look, I love a good overly pigmented shadow. I have some singles that are liquid metallic, beautiful, and they do wonders. But this is, like, see how they kind of just go together? That's very, very pretty. These aren't creamy, soft shadows, but they do pick up and they do have color to them, and you can build them up. I mean, it's not taking me very long to build them up, but you can also get, if you're a fan of subtle Chanel, you can absolutely get that. But if you're a fan of subtle Chanel, you're probably not buying this quad, so who knows? I don't know. It's really just not overwhelming, which I think I like. I'm not just like putting a color on and figuring out how to blend it out, which I think is really nice. If you don't play with color a lot and you pick up this palette, I think that's a really easy way to do a colorful holiday look. They're very pretty together. It's almost like this flamingo pink look. Very like, it's very summery, honestly. I'm gonna take a little bit of more of a crease brush here, and I'm gonna go into this purple shade and just put that up here. You can see very pretty, just a little bit deeper. Not overwhelming though. Soft in application, but the actual pigment is, you know, a little bit harder pressed, I think, than the other ones, but easily picks up, applies very softly. So again, you're not getting overwhelmed by color and trying to figure out, oh no, now what do? I gotta figure out how to blend that out. So but yeah, this is like very flamingo, almost New Year's Eve-y kind of, almost like Mardi Gras. I know there's no green in here, but it feels like very Mardi Gras to me. And I'm just gonna take one of these little brushes and go into the silver shade here. Just pop a little right here. And then just do a little bit on top. Yeah, just a little bit of that wet look. Again, very transparent. But you can see how the colors all sort of complement each other. It's just hitting me a certain way. It's very, very unique. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Gris Graphite, the Stylo Yeux from Chanel. I picked this up earlier this year. Silvery gray liner. Definition to the lash line, but not overpower the color. And we're kind of doing this mixed metals thing where we've got copper and silver going on, a little bit of gold, rose gold. They did come out with a couple of liquid liners in this collection. I don't really use those type of liners. I do use liquid liners, but not with the Stylo point that they kind of do. They were both in very deep purpley burgundy colors. They look very pretty, but they're just not a style that I use. I prefer these or like a fine tip brush point. If they'd have done a Stylo Yeux in one of those colors, I probably would have picked it up, but they probably also have a Stylo Yeux in a color that goes with this, and I think this one goes really well with it. Again, not overpowering the look, but giving definition to the lash line and some sparkle. And let's use a little bit of this. This is the Stylo Ombré et Contour. This is the one in Neon Dahlia that was released for the summer. Just going to use a little bit of that under the eye. Just to kind of bring the collections together. Yeah, that looks really, really pretty. I mean, I'm thinking with this one more, this one that I've been calling copper, it's more of almost like a rose gold. I tend to conflate the two in my mind, and between rose gold and copper, I just think of them as like pinkier or orangier types of golds. Copper obviously has its own identity as a metal, but I tend to think of them as like in the same family, rose gold being maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit pinkier, and copper being a little bit deeper orange, a little bit more red. But to me, they're kind of just in the same color family, and you can kind of use them interchangeably. So, but I see if you wanted to call this like a rose gold, obviously you could do that. I love that color family, and I think it looks really nice on my blue eyes. Okay, now we're gonna go into my base, and I'm gonna go into my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. And I like this nice, huge mirror. This is really, really handy. And then my Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint in 3, and the Beiges Sheer Healthy Glow in Sunkissed. So now that our base is down, I'm going to continue to keep using collections from this year that I think complement each other. I'm going into the Jardin Imaginaire. This is the Light and Berry from the summer collection. So this was the Duo Blush and Highlighter. I think this is going to go really well on the cheeks with this look. Go into this matte berry side here, because we'll be using the highlighter in a bit. You can see we get that nice fuchsia color on top. I don't want to go too heavy. I'm going to do a little bit of bronzing around the edge of the face, but we want to stick with like more of the focus on the eyes. So I don't want to go too heavy, but I do want it to match, and I feel like it does. I'm going to go into the Guerlain Golden Leopard Terracotta from last holiday. The leopard print on the inside. Just a little bit on the edge of the face. I just don't want to feel super washed out by the fuchsia. Then to top it off, before highlighter, we're going to do a bit of Guerlain Meteorites. Really would like to pick up the holiday version of this for this year. However, I just picked up the Poochie version, so I think I'm probably going to wait until it comes to either Sephora or Bergdorf's, if it does. I've been going through this one at quite a good clip. I'm not going to push myself for buying all the holiday releases. I didn't even think I was going to be into the Chanel holiday releases. The sneak peek they showed of the Camellias, the really soft palettes, which I guess are for spring, I thought those were holidays. So I was going to be like, I don't know, pretty embossing, basic makeup. Shout out to Teresa's Dead. I saw this collection and I don't know, I made an exception, but for the other ones, I like the Guerlain collection. I usually pick up a few pieces, but I'm not super enamored of the bedazzled style. And I'm just not super enamored of the eyeshadow palette with all of the pinks in it. I feel like I have that in the Lunar New Year one from last year. This year, last year, whenever that was. I would like to pick up the Meteorites, although they don't really seem like they're a different color. Seems like they're the pretty standard 02 color that they do. And then the Terracotta bronzer, that seems pretty, it seems pretty retro to what Guerlain used to put out, that sort of soleil pattern, the sun pattern. It seems very old school to me, so I don't know. It's not really doing anything for me. There are other brands that I have my eye on. Byredo just released a new grungy, wintry palette that feels like the new Metal Boots in the Snow. I think it's called Transcendent, something like that, but it looks absolutely beautiful. When that comes to general release, I might pick that one up. I was very tempted by the Hermes fall release. I'm probably not going to pick anything up from that, but it was very, very beautiful. And I'm not sure, they just released, or they are soon going to be releasing a highlighter. That's probably going to be like $8,000. I'm not going to pick that up. It looks very pretty though. It has some embossing and it's like rosy gold pink. There's a lot that I'm looking forward to for the holidays. I just don't want to pick it all up right now. I can't be spending all my money on holiday makeup. I do actually want to pick up some things other than makeup this year. Again, we are continuing our theme of combining collections. This is the Amytheste Noir Allure Mascara from the fall collection in the deep purple. So we're going to be using that today. I think this is perfect. And just to update you on this mascara, I have used it since the first video, and it, as you can see, it's not clumping, it's not twisting my lashes, so maybe it was just coming out new, or maybe I was just having a day with my lashes that day, but it hasn't really done that since then, and I think it looks really nice, and I think it looks perfect with this look. Again, it's a dark color, but you can, if you look at the edges of your eyes, you can see that deep purple, but if you're just looking straight on, it just looks like a mascara. Love when the collections complement each other. That is something that Chanel has done really, really well this year. Now for lips, we're not going to go super heavy today. I am going to go in with the Spring Summer collection. This is Seashell. If you saw my recent Chanel 2024 collection, I did spill this all over my blanket, so. But it's a really pretty, very neutral lip, and I did want to use a Rouge or Laque today. I just didn't get the one in yet, so I will use that in a future video. I did also consider using Rouge 2.55 today from the 31 La Rouge line. However, I've used that a lot lately, and I love it. It's beautiful for fall, but I just, again, want to keep the focus on the eyes and the cheeks. I know the Rouge or Laque that I picked up, I can't remember the name of it, but I know it does have a little bit of sparkle in it, and it does look very, very similar to this fuchsia color right here. But I am hoping that it is just, you know, a nice subtle shimmer. And I really, really love this one. This one is so practical, so pretty, and I do need to use it more, but I think it looks nice. Again, it's not super popping with the lips, but it's also, I don't think, contrasting too badly. It's got a little bit of like beigey pink to it, which I think is okay with all the pink and fuchsia going on. Just a bit of a defining lip without being boom deep lip. Let's get into this highlighter. So how excited are we for this? This again is Diamond Dust with this beautiful embossing on it. So we're gonna see if this is indeed a spray over. So we're gonna go in over here, and yep, we got a bit of a spray over here. Okay, so here is the spray over, and you can see where I swatched right there. Kind of wore away the heavy sparkle. But again, it's that nice translucent wet look. It's got a gold and a pink. So again, like a rose gold, but a shifty rose gold. This is more pink underneath. So I'm gonna take another finger and dig into that. See that? But yeah, you can see this is a very translucent, not too much of a base, but also shifty. Reminds me a little bit of a pinker version of the eyeshadow in Rouge that has that wet look to it. It's got a pink white shift. This is a pink gold shift. I'm going to take this little Real Techniques brush and I'm going to go in to pick some of that up. And I can see sparkle on top. Just going to put that. Ooh. And it is sparkly, but it really just is wet look. I don't see big pieces. I feel like it does smooth out. I'm sure in direct sunlight you can see pieces, but in this, under the box lights, I'm just seeing smooth and wet looking. Pinky gold shift. This is really, really beautiful. I've always been intrigued by the oversized highlighters, but none of the colors really felt either super special or super flattering to me. Almost a fuchsia flip to this, in the pan at least. I don't know that that would show up. And I think you can see there's a little bit of, you know, what they would call diamond dust on the edge here, but that's not really showing on the cheek. Like I can see it on the brush, but I can't see that on the cheek. If you didn't want to use the silver, you could tap this over the eyes to complement the sort of rose gold copper shade. You could even do a bit of this. I don't know if you can use this on your lips, but that's very pretty over the Rouge Laque. Again, I don't know if this is lip safe, but I know people have used highlighters over lips in the past. You know, obviously you use a little bit up here just to highlight, so not too worried about it, but that brings the lip together with the rest of this the look, I think. Just like a little bit of shimmer there. Super pretty. As you can see, I've pretty much worn away a lot of the embossing here, so this is a softer formula than the iQuad. I really like this. I've really enjoyed the shifty shades they've been doing all year, and again, the collections, one lens to the other, lens to the other. I know I keep harping on this, but when you're spending this amount of money on makeup, to have your collections go together and be cohesive is really a plus, and it really makes you want to stick with the brand. So I think that is a really, if that's what they're doing, I could be completely wrong, but if that's what they're doing, I think that is really smart of their marketing department. They've knocked it out of the park this year as far as makeup. I know a lot of people have not loved a lot of what they've done. Too colorful, too weird, too ugly, too whatever. I think it's been spectacular, and I've had a lot of fun with the collections. And I don't work for Chanel. You can buy this or not. I don't really care if you buy it. There have been plenty of collections in the past few years when I started getting back into Chanel that I was like, eh. I mean, the first Oversize palettes that came out, I passed on those. I didn't need huge red blocks of eyeshadow. I feel like it was made for a customer that enjoys color, and for a customer that is not super advanced in makeup technique like me, but who does love color and who does like to play. I don't know, this seems really, really early again for holiday. There could be things coming out towards the end of the year, towards the new year. But again, I will have the new Rouge Laque hopefully next week to showcase to you. Okay guys, so here is the finished look for today with the hair down and the jewelry on. You know I love to mix my metals, so having a eyeshadow palette with, you know, goldeny, coppery tones and silvery tones, that just really appeals to me. I love to mix my metals. I think they look so pretty. Also, I don't know, I'm just loving these sizes. Probably too big for some people. I'm probably never gonna go through all of this eyeshadow. I'm definitely never gonna go through all of this highlighter. And I finally found an oversized collection that I can get on board with. So yay Chanel, you got my money. There's also the nail polish. Again, this is in Charmer 191. I will be using this in a future video at some point, but I'm still going with my fall mani today. This is the holiday collection. This is where we are with the luxury beauty collections. They're here. They'll probably all be sold out by November. Or not. Who knows? Maybe people aren't buying makeup anymore. Maybe people don't like this collection. I like it. So again, I think it's really colorful and pretty, and it's not always going to be my vibe. It's very like almost flamingo. I'm thinking Miami. I don't know, just very pinky purpley. And again, I'm feeling like Mardi Gras a little bit, and I don't know, it's very festive, very festive. I will give them that. It's very festive. not what you would normally associate with a Chanel holiday collection, or what I would associate with a Chanel holiday collection. I am so excited to show this to you. I always love sharing new Chanel, and I love that you guys love watching my Chanel videos. It's really fun for me. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome. All of them will be deeply, deeply appreciated. And I will see you in the next one, guys.